Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day, we're the Traders. I'm Roy. I coach Destroyed. I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the War Dog.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator.
Well, it just doesn't feel right. We're talking about the power and there's no pig.
Look, I tell you what, I love the power.
What do you mean?
You guys don't like the power as much as I
It's
love.
not what you were
Port
saying
Adelaide.
before we hit
No,
record.
I love Port Adelaide, and they've got so many relevant names to talk about.
You didn't say that before we hit record.
That's not true. Ollie Wines.
Well,
coming off.
Brownlow Medallist.
Coming off a best ever 112, right? And before that, his best was like a 101.
Disrespected. Fantasy
Massively
player, isn't he?
disrespected. Now,
He was good.
Dog, there's a little bit of meat on the bone.
Oh, cow.
Yes, dog.
Come on.
After his bye,
Career
he
year.
went,
9:38 meat on the bone.
he went at 118 after his bye. And here's another stat.
It's not much more.
This
though.
is the only stat. Look, these stats are amazing, and I've got a lot of them today.
112.
Yeah, a little bit of meat there, right?
6 points.
That's an
Now,
entree.
never in his life has he hit 140. He did it three.
What do you mean?
Never. But he did
Hadn't he?
it 3 times after the bye.
Ever.
Never.
Wow.
Even as a junior?
As a junior, would have got heaps.
Right.
So, what I'm saying is, what do we think he can go at? So, it's not going to be a 112.
Oh, surely
105?
115.
Yeah.
He can do 115.
105.
118 after the bye, dog.
Regresses.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
A lot. That much.
Brownlow medalists do.
Do they? It's too
think
heavy.
so.
Locking heel
Yeah.
did.
Is that a stat you can back up, dog?
Weighed him down.
Someone will on Twitter.
Joe Watson dropped off after his.
He did too. How come?
Going there.
Right, let's move on.
I was trying to back you up.
Now, the question I've got for you guys is who are Port Adelaide's midfielders? Okay, so
Ollie Wines.
So we've got Ollie Wines is there.
Yeah.
Then you've got, so in the finals last year, in the qualifying and the prelim,
Boak.
they used Boak, Wines and Gray were their 3 main
Robbie
guys.
Gray,
And
old
Gray.
school.
Talking CBAs here.
Right. And so
Okay.
during the season, Gray's numbers wouldn't have been real
No,
good.
no. So he had the 3rd most CBAs in the finals last year for Port Adelaide.
Wow.
Now, here's the kicker. So I'm looking at Boak and Gray. They turned 34 this year.
34.
34 this year.
Spring.
So, lucky ducks. So who comes into the midfield, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. Breakout players. And we're going to start with Zak Butters.
Well, they've got replacements just sitting there.
They
haven't
do.
They're talking about him
Well,
going in the midfield.
Are they?
the thing is, though,
For real this time.
he goes, I want more midfield. I want to be a full-time midfielder.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. Didn't happen, did it? Right? So whether or not that's going to happen
That
or
was
not.
an issue.
However, he's a forward. He's a forward, and he's the most highly owned Port Adelaide player at 16%. So people are jumping on board here.
Yeah.
He's gone 76 and 78 the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Could he
Yes.
go the next level?
I was massive
He
on him
could.
last year to have that breakout.
Yep.
And I think it was maybe round 2. I thought I was right on because he had about 116, I think. He had about 30 touches. And I thought, yep, he's going bang. But injuries held him back a lot.
Yep.
And they affected his scoring all year. So he's unders. I can see why people are on that.
And as a forward.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
As a straight forward.
That's a bargain.
Well, I reckon, Cal, it's not just him going in there. I think Willem Drew, didn't he have a bit of a stranglehold? He played bloody more games than I thought he did. He played all 22.
So
Yeah.
he was playing like pretty defensive-minded in there, wasn't he? But still can find the pill.
He attended a lot of CBA, so he's another midfielder they like to use as well.
He sits on someone at stoppage, doesn't he?
You
Basically.
know, and entering his 3rd year, Roy.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Is he?
Breakouts.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about. It's about breakouts. Let's talk about Connor Rosie, Roy.
Well,
You love Connor Rosie.
better than Sam Walsh.
Entering a 4th year breakout.
God.
Okay, so, and he's a straightforward. He's coming off a 68 and a back-to-back 68.
Back-to-back 68.
He's better than 68.
Back to-
He's better than a 68. Dog?
He's way better than a 68.
He's an 85, dog.
But seriously,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
some people
Unders.
put
To some
too
extent.
much pressure on him.
Well, they did. They wrecked him. Well, he had a good debut season. He got to 73.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it was so low, and he's still got forward status too.
So look, he's super cheap. They both are because they were both held back by injuries a lot last year, and they're both very talented.
That's very cheap.
Butters is my favourite of the two.
Agree. Throw in there Trent Dumont as well. So,
Yeah,
he's
so-
an interesting one. So he will get a bit of midfield clock as well. His role's going to be really interesting. He's coming off a 70. Now, in the past, leading into the 70, he went 98, 88.
Yeah.
So if he can be a 90 He's coming in at a 70 there.
When were we talking about him? Must have been like his rookie year, and he was killing it early. So
he's just always been solid,
Yeah,
and he's someone that you've always had in draft at some point.
100%.
He's draftable all the time.
it feels like he's about Boki's age.
Yeah.
How old is he?
26.
That's just
8 years
unbelievable.
younger, according to
That's if my stats are right.
Cow stats, according to his calculations.
Calculator over here. So he's an interesting one. I think he can be bumped up your draft rankings because
Right.
he's
Can
not
you
a
bump him up, though?
He's not a 70 though.
So he's getting games then.
He's getting games.
Right.
Anyway, right now,
thanks selection committee.
happy with those breakout players, Roy.
Very happy.
Anyone else got a breakout?
They are both unders. Heavy.
Dersma might break out, but he's only listed as a straight mid.
Right.
Sort of just cuts him out of the equation.
It does.
Doesn't it?
So the other guys are a little bit, they're a lot cheaper, except for Butters, but listed as a forward,
Yeah.
that minimises your risk. So 16% of people are on the Butters train at the moment.
Butters' upside is huge.
Could be slippery.
So, right, let's have a look at some cheap people.
Got any more stuff for us to spread across our teams
See
here,
who it
Cal?
is. You wait till the record comes out.
That's where you should see what
He did not. He didn't.
Oh, God.
I
Too
told
right,
him
he
not
did.
to do that
He
stuff
did it.
this year.
Right,
It's bad.
right. This I'm going to throw a couple of names at you, dog, and I don't want you to go, oh, Cal, come on,
Cal.
really, don't do this. Frederick.
Oh,
So,
Cal,
hang on. No.
Come on.
266.
I was only going to do that to take the piss.
266 as a defender. He played 8 games last year and
Yeah.
was vested in 4 of them.
Oh.
Hear that, Roy?
Yeah, that pricked his ears
Yeah,
up.
he's on board now. So I'm just saying, he started off with a 70 and a 65. That's a rookie price.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
he does come out and do rookie scores, though. That's another part of it. But
Yeah.
if he's getting it full games, just a name to monitor. Josh Sin, so he was drafted pick number 12, average 65 in the NAB League. And Frico says, plays a little bit like Zach Williams, Royce. I thought you might be interested in that one.
Pass.
That's a pass.
Oh, come on.
Now, Jackson Mead, we always talk about him.
You do.
I talk about him because you make me talk about Port Adelaide. 190k midfielder, yet to play a game. Played a handful in the SANFL last year at an average of 67.
Meady's due.
Meady will play at some point.
Mead has spent a lot of pre-season time in my team over the last 2 years.
And in my notes, Roy. He's always pops his head in.
You bloody pirate. You've been drinking too much mead, I reckon. That's the problem with
Now, here's a guy you can have in your team, dog. At
Who?
your R3,
Ah.
Sam Hayes.
Right. That was what I gave you to talk about.
You did.
Who?
Thanks for
You
writing
go,
that in. Who was he?
Who?
Oh, he averaged 87 in the Sandful, did he?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
With Laddams gone,
Yeah.
he might pop his head in for a little bit of a
So
backup.
I'll tell you
role.
that, and you haven't talked about Lycett, but that's going to be the really interesting thing. If he's playing, awesome for our classic teams, because it means we've got a playing R3, regardless of what he scores, it doesn't really matter. But if he's not playing, Lycett in draft
Yeah.
could be a steal.
You could.
What
Yeah.
do you think's going to happen, Cal?
I think Lycett just plays.
Yeah.
Well, Lycett will play,
Yeah, but
but
he
will
will.
he play by himself?
Yes, of course he will. So my Port Adelaide sources say.
Right.
Oh, good stuff. So Lycett averaged 86. I think that's what you can expect from him.
Do you reckon?
Isn't it?
Maybe
90 solo?
He played with a little bit more maybe. He could be quite good.
Quite good. He had 83 Corona ball, but was that sharing as well?
Yeah, because Laddams played all through that.
Yeah.
I found a stat that I'll put in the record. I can't remember about what he did when the other one wasn't there. So that's fine.
Hang on.
Summing up here, though, right, there are some breakout contenders on the table.
Big time.
Plus a ruck 3 that you can
Yeah.
just throw in there
Yeah, they're
as
relevant.
well.
They're fantasy relevant even without the pig.
How many times had you drafted Robbie Gray in your draft team, Roy?
A lot.
Every year.
You know he's an
Oh,
important part of my team.
he pops up.
Big
Dog's
time.
working hard over there, aren't you, dog?
I am.
Oh, you're not making yourself read that article of him
No,
again.
I'm checking the stats from the source myself.
Oh, good. Right. Find that out for me, dog. Because how many of those guys can you have in your team, Roy?
Well, I'm big on Butters because I think I was last year, and it's even more reason to be on him this year, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So
How'd you go?
probably just him.
When Laddams didn't play,
Here we go.
Lycett was 0.1 better. That was his average.
All that dragging out we tried to do then when we had nothing to talk about for point one.
Thanks, dog. Great stat. Oops.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Catch all of our content at afl.com.au, the AFL Live app, and you can get all of our podcasts through Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Jam-packed full of epic research.